I'm Patrick Boo. I'm the product manager for the service port, and I want to show you the drives channel. So the LV drives channel was a soft release at the end of 2014, and now with the 2015 R1 release, we have it fully released with the fault part of the channel as well. The LV drives performance channel have the signal analysis and the fault analysis. Two different pieces, and let me show you what they do. So we start with the signal analysis. It will measure motion, temperature, and electrical. So if you look at temperature, the temperature of the motor, the temperature of the frequency converter, and high temperature on any kind of equipment is reducing the life of that equipment. So it's important to not run things too hot because you shorten the life tremendously. So here we have the bridge temperature in alert. I select that KPI and I see the two machines that have an issue with this. What I also see here is that I have 21 drives in total that I have analyzed, and 2 of them had the percentage, the temperature alert, and those were the 2. I can then, of course, like normal service port manner, go to the data view. And the data view here will take me to the drive, to the KPI, and to the correct time. And here we see the actual temperature changing over time. This is an 8-hour time block. The blue line here is the alert temperature line. The green one up here is the alarm. So we can clearly see that the temperature went above the alert, but never above the alarm. I can also multi-select signals. So I can multi-select and actually show the torque as well in the same display. So now I'm looking at the bottom here is the temperature as we saw before, and I can correlate that with the torque. So we can see that when it went warmer above the blue line, it was actually when we had a high load on the drive. This may or may not be a problem, but it surely is worth keeping an eye on. So we could now go to set up a track rule. So we go to the configuration view of track. I will do it from my keyboard, and that from the keyboard. So we click new. I will say temp alert. You write something here. We set this as a priority medium. It's not the critical thing, but it's still good to keep an eye on. Above threshold. When this comes above 85% of the time, I want to be notified. This is for the drive part. It was for temperature. It was bridge temperature in alert. And it was for the D13 churning. This is the one it's been historically. I can do a test on the historic part and see that it would not have triggered because it was too low every time. So that's good. And I will save this. Now I have a track rule that will automatically tell me when the temperature goes up a little bit higher, when it's getting even warmer than it is now. Because right now, it's fine. If it gets higher, I will be alerted. We, of course, have a number of other ones for the electrical. We're checking the DC voltage. That's the DC voltage in the drive. If that goes too high or too low, it will affect the performance and could lead to a failure. We look at the speed, if they're out of range, if they're matching or not. Motor temperature, both the measured and the calculated. The power going out to the motor and so on. So we're looking at a lot of things on the signal part. The second part is the fault analysis. That's when we collect the events from all the drives in the system and compile them at one place. So we have a scan event view that we can see the faults and the warnings. And in our demo here, it's not that much to show. In the real world, it could be much, much more if things are happening. But the emergency stop has been reported from a drive a couple of times, and I can go to the data view, and I can see at this time interval for that drive, I actually have the emergency stop happening a good number of times. What I can also do here, I can group things. I can group by alarm state. So now we have all the active by themselves and all the return by themselves. Then I can group the condition and show active for different conditions. I can of course move these around to group them the other way around. Let's see if I can manage to do that. Like this. So it's a really powerful tool, this data view, to see what's going on. And an example what one can find here, we are monitoring 25 drives. 5 of them are sitting on each breaker circuit, and we noticed that the ones fed by breaker circuit A have more earth faults than the rest of them. That is a really great indication that something is wrong with that group and with that breaker circuit. So it's a powerful addition to the LV Drives channel to see all the faults, and we really think you will like it. So that's really quickly about the LV Drives channel. Thank you very much.